Today I'm going to show y'all how to cook fresh cabbage. It's a simple but a delicious recipe. So I'm going to turn around here, and here is my cabbage. This is just a small piece of fresh cabbage. I've already used some of this head of cabbage just for some other recipes, and so this is what's left. And I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to get the core out of it and wash it and chop it and let you see how to do it. Okay, I've got a knife. Here's my butcher knife. Be very careful with your knives not to have your fingers up under them when you're cutting, because that's a sure enough way to get your fingers cut. In fact, my daughter, she was messing with a knife here a few weeks back, and somehow or the other that knife slipped and it caught her right here. Cut a big gash right there in her finger, and she came into the apartment. I was up there in Houston, and she came into the apartment and she said, "Mom, I've cut myself." And so I looked at it and I said, "Oh yeah, baby, this is a pretty deep cut. You're going to have stitches." And so she ended up having to go to urgent care and get stitches for that. And I've got a scar right here where I cut myself very badly when I was about 18, 19 years old. So you have to be careful with these knives. Okay, let me see if I can cut this in two. See, these cabbage, they have a core in them, and you want to cut that core out of them. You don't want to cook that core. All right. See, there's your core right there. We want to cut that out. Let me see if I can get that cut out of there very carefully. Okay, there we go. That's got it out right there. So let me cut all 4 pieces, get the core out of all 4 pieces. Okay, there's that one. All right, there's that one. And here's this one. And what we want to do now is we want to cut these quarters up into smaller, more bite-sized pieces. So I'm just going to chop this up. Okay, there's that. Go ahead and put my stopper in here, in my sink. Cabbage is a good, healthy vegetable, and if you know how to cook it, it's very delicious as well. Okay. Okay, I've got one more piece here. Let's get some of this smaller piece out of the middle. You can eat it, it's fine. I just am wanting to use some of this in another recipe, so I'm just going to pull some of that out. Stick it over to the side here. I've got another recipe I want to use some of that in. So I'll put that over there. I'm going to actually make a homemade vegetable broth, and so I can use that core, the part of the vegetables, and also just some of the cabbage itself too. And that's another recipe I'm going to be working on here, so y'all can look for homemade vegetable broth recipe to be coming up on my channel. All right, now cabbage is usually not very dirty at all, and it doesn't take a lot of washing to get cabbage clean. So we're going to run a little water in here. Just kind of swish it around. All right, let me get a colander. Here's my colander. I'm just going to kind of swish this around. Let me put a little more water in here. There we go. I'm going to just pick it up. I'm going to set it over in the colander. Let me turn this where you can see me. You can't see me very well. Okay, let's pull this on over a little bit closer. There we go. That's better. Put it in the colander and let the water kind of drain off of it a little bit. And then we'll be ready. Now we'll be ready to put it in a pan and put it on the stove and cook it. All right, here's my pan. I've got some butter melted in it. And here's my washed and chopped cabbage. So I'm going to put some of this in here. I don't know if I'll use it all or not. We'll just kind of see. Okay, I guess we'll use it all. There it all goes in there. Now my cabbage still had a little bit of water clinging to it, and that's good because that will put a little water in my pan here to help the cabbage to steam. Okay, let me show you how I'm going to season this cabbage. First of all, I'm going to use some garlic salt. We will sprinkle it liberally with this garlic salt. Okay, now let's put a little onion powder on it. All right, now let's put some black pepper on it. I've got my burner on medium high. You want your cabbage to cook kind of fast because you're wanting it to absorb the water, and you don't want to cook cabbage for a long time because I don't like my cabbage to be soft, kind of just soggy. I like mine to be tender, crisp. So we're going to cook it fast. Okay, let me see if I have enough butter. I really don't think that was enough butter. I'm going to add some more butter to this. And I'm using real butter. We're not using fake stuff. We're using real butter, not margarine or not spread. We're going to use the real thing. And that really makes it good. Oh, let me show you what I'm doing here. I'm putting more butter in. I put a piece right there, a piece right there. I'm going to cut another piece. There we go. Okay, so I used about 7 tablespoons of butter in this is what I have used. All right, good. I don't know if you can see the liquid in the bottom of the pan here. See? The cabbage is going to steam in that liquid, and I need to get a lid and put on this pan. I forgot to get a lid before I started the video, so let me get a lid. We're going to cover this tight with a lid, and that's going to hold our steam in, and it's going to steam that broccoli. So we'll let it cook for just a little bit. I'll stir it every once in a while, and it'll be done here in just a few minutes. All right, let me stir the cabbage just a little bit here. Oh yes, this is going to be yummy. All right, the cabbage is ready. I've got it as tender as I want it to be. Now, that's just up to you how cooked you want your cabbage. If you like it more soft, just cook it longer. If not, then you can just cook it a little bit, just however done you want it to be. So I'm going to get me a few pieces out of here with this fork. At least I'm trying to. Let's see what it tastes like. Let me get this off the burner first, though, because I don't want it to keep on cooking. Okay. This is so good. I wish you were here. Okay. Let me get this chewed up. Okay, so this is how to make wonderfully delicious cabbage. So, I'm glad y'all came into my kitchen today, sat down and visited a minute, and I'll let you go, and we'll see you next time.